Hi there and welcome back to day 2 of the Youth Assembly at the United Nations. I'm here with delegates from Pakistan, the UK and the US, and we're just going to talk a bit about what's been going on so far. So how have each of you found the event so far? What do you make of it?
It's actually been quite fascinating for me because I am considering, it has been actually since past 4 or 5 years, UN as like one of my main career goals. So it is actually quite overwhelming to be here as well as exciting as well. I would say one of my favorite or interesting moments would be when we went to visit the permanent mission of the Switzerland and meeting the delegates there. And the question and answer session and how they were honest responding, different answers and questions, and getting highlights of what's different and how is it on paper and how is it different when you personally interact with them. And just the aura of the General Assembly Hall and meeting people from all over the world, I think it's quite exciting.
Same question?
Yeah, yeah, same question.
Yeah, so it's actually my second time coming here. I came here 18 months ago last winter, and so for me it was really interesting to see what would be the same, what would be different. A big highlight, as was last time, was the opening ceremony as well, especially hearing the President of the General Assembly speak. And what's kind of amazed me is, having been here last time as well, seeing how there seems to be a never-ending flow of amazing people who you talk to, and you just can't meet everyone, but everyone's done incredible things in their community or are intending to do very special things to help other people as well, and they're trying to get their ideas to bounce off other people to help them when they go back to where they live.
This is also my second time at the Youth Assembly. I attended last year in the summer session, but I really love it. It's a wonderful experience, networking and everything. Meet a lot of amazing people who have done amazing things throughout the world. So all of those connections, it's extremely beneficial for the future. You can innovate, you can collaborate, and you can create different projects with them. Especially yesterday at the opening ceremonies, I thought all 3 ambassadors did a wonderful job with their speaking, in addition to the President of the General Assembly. I'm excited for the next sessions.
Sure, absolutely. And speaking of sessions, which of the sessions has caught your eye the most this year? Are there any you've been to or you're really looking forward to going to, or anything like that?
Yeah, I've been a huge fan of the Microsoft sessions. I just attended one with one of the chief technology people from Microsoft, and they were showing all of their new products and explaining how they could innovate with these products to pertain to the Sustainable Development Goals. Because even though it's a business application, they could also have a social conscience to help the future with the technology rather than just having business implications.
For me, I've been to 2 this morning. I'd say the most interesting one for me was the refugee crisis discussion, because he had a number of experts in the field who are tackling the issue in different ways, so through NGOs or through the UN here or governments of different countries. So it was fascinating to get their take, some really interesting questions from the floor. And there are also some really interesting panels which are coming up tomorrow and the closing assembly as well, in a couple of days' time as well. So I'm sure that will also be a lot of food for thought.
Sure, yeah.
I was also attending the session on the global refugee crisis, and as you just said, amazing panelists. And what I found interesting was how everyone went in so much depth about, this is kind of like a general information, that an average time span that a refugee kid who was born at a refugee camp would spend in that refugee camp is 17 years. So if I was a refugee, and if I was born at a refugee camp, that 17 years of my life would basically shape the quality of my life, my career goals, my education. So I was interested in learning more about what is the United Nations doing as such a big international organization to kind of ensure the equity and the quality of life to those kids who are born at refugee camps, and also ensuring a balance between not making those refugee camps a permanent home for people who are living there, which kind of pressurizes the economy of the host state as well. So it was interesting to see the answers of the panelists. Some suggested that giving them like equal educational opportunities, and also making sure like their mental health, or if they are having any issues with that, dealing with that, and focusing on the resettlement, because it's only 1% that would make it to a country where they can find a home. So it was interesting to kind of see what the experts think about things that we have been reading in the books, and as you just mentioned, that there were amazing questions as well. So quite an informative session.
Sure. Okay. Well, great. Those some really good answers. Well, thank you very much for talking to us, and hope you enjoy the other 2 days of the assembly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.